Can I tell you right now that I think we might be disappointed by this because Leafs management might have put the kibosh on anything actually interesting.
Can they? I wonder about
Why not?
I have no idea.
If I'm the NHL and if I'm MLSE, I write in there that I get decisions on Final Cut.
Well, I mean, I want to see Kyle Dubas. You know, my patience is running thin, like the thin thread on my cardigan. Like I want to see him actually get mad, and I wonder, do they have that ability? Because I feel like if you're going to do a documentary like this, you have to get that unfiltered. You have to have the Randy Toaster moments, and you got to have the angry moments and the good moments. Mm-hmm. And I wonder, if I am the broadcasting side of this, if I'm Amazon Prime, I say, okay, then we just won't.
Yeah.
And
we have the money to nuke this.
How many episodes is this going to be?
6 or 7, right?
6. I think we go 6 episodes and we don't hear an interesting word from Mitch Marner or Austin Matthews.
Really?
What are they going to say? What are they going to allow?
Matthews' parents are in it. Matthews' parents are in the trailer. So he'll be talking. Mm-hmm. Tavares had a lot of FaceTime. He'll be talking.
He'll be facing.
Talking about Kale. Mitch is interesting. I don't know.
I think they'll have Mitch in there.
He'll be in there, but will he be interesting?
I think obviously they want their stars portrayed in the best light possible.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see two Matthews and Marners. Nylander doesn't say much, so I don't expect him to be in it much, to be honest with you. But I think you're going to see happy Mitch and happy Austin, because let's be honest, during the regular season, the two of them just kicked ass. They were amazing. And they're going to be glowing and fun, and you're going to feel that, fuck, I love these guys a little bit. And then the playoffs are going to hit, and you're going to hear that. I think, anyway, if they were able to do this, you're going to hear that postseason interview where they're absolutely the most disappointed you've ever seen in your life. Because you know that's coming. This is the funny thing. It's like it's a little like a Tarantino movie. You know the ending. It's you're working backwards from the ending. And it's the most interesting part of any story is not the ending. It's how you got there.
The trailer had what the title should be. Yeah, we lost again.
That's why I think you're actually going to see a lot more. That's why I have a lot of faith in what this is going to be, because a lot of people will be like, oh, they'll never allow that. They acknowledge it right off the top in the trailer. And if they weren't going to allow that, no, you did. You did have a choice. You could just say it's all or nothing. Leafs promo. Absolutely.
They're going to acknowledge that they lost, but are the individual characters that we want to hear from going to be very interesting? Are we going to come away from this being like, yo, Mitch Marner, like I didn't know that guy and now I know him? I don't think we are.
You don't think so?
No.
I do. I feel like we're going to see a little bit more of a 3-dimensional look at these guys' personalities. I think you're going to be mad upset about losing 2 guys, Zach Hyman and Zach Bogosian. I think Zach Bogosian's the character guy that you're going to be like, man, I really love this guy. And you saw him on FaceTime with his family. One of the reasons he wouldn't sign in Toronto again is because of the way our government handled the pandemic. And he didn't want to be in lockdown, and he couldn't see his family.
And it's hard, for those guys, like, we can criticize them and everything, but like to be away from your family is brutal.
I don't think there's anything to criticize Bogosian for, right? I mean, he came in, he played great, got his 3-year contract in Tampa, and wants to be with his family. Who can blame him? And then of course with Hyman, money. But you're going to be mad about losing Zach Hyman because he's a great person. And I think you're going to hear from him a lot. You're going to be mad about losing Zach Bogosian because what great value, and everybody probably loved him. And I think what is going to be interesting for me, and I think what Leaf fans have been desiring, and I almost wonder in seeing this trailer if this is why we haven't seen it yet. What I think Leaf fans want more than anything is an acknowledgement from the star players about what happened in the playoffs. Not excuses, not maybe it could have gone differently. We weren't good enough. We weren't there. It didn't happen. And there's no fucking excuse. If I heard that from Matthews and Marner, I'd be super fine. Like I'd be like, okay, well, you have the talent, so you might as well try again next year. I wonder if we're going to see that, if we're going to see an acknowledgement that, guys, we disappeared. Our line disappeared.
I want to see what Sheldon Keefe said after the first intermission of Game 5. The Habs come out and steamroll them after getting dominated for like 3 straight games. And I just want like a good old fashioned, like, is it what the fuck was that? Or is it Sheldon when he first joined the Leafs, where pathetically they had like a 3-0 lead, then it's 3-2 or even 3-1, and he's calling timeouts to be like, calm down, everybody. Everything's okay. He came in and he had to be positive guy. Remember the beginning of Sheldon? Remember those
COVID Sheldon?
The Leafs are like up 2 goals and he's taking timeouts. That's how fragile this team is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we thought they were past that. I think the story of the season, you don't even try to create one. You focus on moments, because there were some really cool moments, interesting moments involving conflict, and like perseverance, and then make the team look good. Your first game against Montreal, you're down 3-1. Please, someone punch me in the face as hard as you can. And then you come back and win that game. And the Simmons fight with Ben Sherratt when they're down 3-1. So you can go long with the first game. I want to see that. I want to see the reaction to Campbell getting hurt in that first game against Calgary. I want to see the aftermath of Muzzin flipping the puck at Matthew Tkachuk, which I think was a different game against Calgary. I want to see them blowing the 5-1 lead to the Sens. And again, all their massive collapses, I want locker room access. I want to know what the hell was said. I want to know what they're thinking. I want to know the look on their face. I want to know what the reaction was when Edler hit Hyman. I want that.
You're asking a lot from this doc.
No, this is how I would attack it if I was creating it. I'd be like, okay, what were the most compelling moments of the regular season? And then for the playoffs, I have no idea what you do. But I tell you, this is what I would want if I was the Leafs. If I was the production team, I probably wouldn't want this. But if I was the Leafs, what I would want is the final episode has nothing to do with last season. It's just previewing this upcoming season. Here's Nick Ritchie. Here's Peter Mrazek.
Andre Kasha.
Here's Andre Kasha. No, I'm dead serious. Are
they still filming?
I'm dead. It's what I would do. It's what I would do. You can't be camera locked. This is what I would do. Or at very least, the end of the second last episode is like heading into game 6 or heading into game 7 or something. Then they blow it. And then the most of the episode is about this upcoming year, which is about to happen in like a week or whatever.
I wish you executive produced this series. I would watch that. I think you would do a better job than the executive producer on this series.
We don't know that yet.
Let's watch it. I'm willing to bet no.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. I'm guessing. I'm literally guessing because we haven't seen it yet. But that sounds great.
Yeah, like
it sounds like you would do a great job.
I'm trying to think of like the big fights or like the big.
Here's my problem with that, Steve, is that I don't know that anybody's going to take that seriously. If you spend a good chunk of that last episode going, well, how about this season? Then every Leaf fan's going to go, fuck you. No, nobody's in the mood to hear that. Nobody is in the mood to hear that.
It needs to be structured like a horror movie. Like, what, hey, everyone, we're having a fun time and a fun trip. And then the first creepy guy shows up, like standing in the courtyard. I'm picturing Us, the Jordan Peele thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm picturing that, and Austin and Mitch and Willie see just a different version of themselves, but wearing the old shitty Leaf logo, and they're like, "Who are they?" Like in the driveway. It's what it needs to do. The first few episodes need to do is it needs to remind you how good the team was. It needs to remind you how much you believed in them, how much you thought this year was different. I sure as hell did.
And how that was warranted.
And how it was warranted. And it needs to, it's got to be agony. I'm sorry. This is about the Leafs and designed for Leafs fans. I'm going to feel shitty. So you're going to go into that. How much stuff you watch? How much media do you consume where you feel shitty? You're going to feel shitty. Probably.
It'll be like This Is Us if it was terrible.
Yeah.
If there was one sad moment rather than one every episode.
It needs to remind you, and it needs to set up the Leafs being up 3-1 with an air of, even though they lost, you're like, there's no way they're going to lose.
Yes.
Because people were texting me after they lost game 5. And they're like, are you nervous? And truthfully and earnestly, I'm like, no, I'm not. That was a one-off game. It was the Habs' best game of the series, and they still blew a 3-0 lead and nearly lost. It was a stupid mistake that cost them.
I was nervous.
I mean, deep down, yeah, probably I was. But the mission of every episode leading up to them getting eliminated is to make you forget that they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to clobber you with they lost. It needs to be heart-wrenching. It's got to be awful. And then I don't think it makes any sense to end it to end this show about last season with last season. You have to end it with this one.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. You got to show me the new faces.
Mm-hmm.
You got to show me the guys who have no idea what they're in for. You gotta show me. I want a funny interview with Peter Mrazek. Like, hey, you have some history in that building, eh? There, Peter. Like, remember the role you played in the whole David Ayres game, and maybe did Kasha ever score at the at Scotiabank? Did Nick Ritchie? I mean, talk to him about the Bruins. Drive the knife in. Show me Nick Ritchie and the Bruins eliminating the Leafs in 2019. Just drive it in. Was he on that team? I don't know. It has to set up this season. You can't just end it with how shitty last season ended. And but we're stronger now. Like the one thing in that trailer where I was like, don't go down that road, is growing as a team.
Mm-hmm.
No one's interested.
Don't tell me that.
I don't care. Do not care.
Yeah, no,
I don't. They've been growing as a team for half a decade. Don't give me that shit. I want to. They lost. It sucks. Here's this year.
The perfect ending for me will be: are we growing? Can we do this? We got one more shot. Like, that will be the perfect ending, because that's reality. The reality is everybody's gone. I mean, there's going to be major changes. Forget about, you're going to have mega players gone, and you're going to have management gone.
Oh, I want this year documented.
Yeah. No, I wish it was this year's when they started. I wish they started filming at like 3-1, and then it ends next playoffs.
Because this is truly the all or nothing year.
Yeah, this is all or nothing, not last year.
Well, and maybe they'll continue. Like, if the Leafs are smart, don't let it end here, right? Just like
season 2.
Do season 2. Just keep going. Because honestly, if they end here, and even if the Leafs won the Cup next year, it's a pretty unsatisfying way to end, just like the season was. And it's hard for anyone to get up and get pumped about, I don't even know if we're going to be able to do it. Our team is objectively worse next year.